Hello everyone, welcome to Melissa's Musing. As you guys know, I am Melissa Steele, real estate agent extraordinaire, and I'm coming to you today with a message around May being Mental Health Month. So I thought it would be a fitting topic, especially after yesterday's video with Therese, where she really shared what came up for her as she, shared about her depression and what that was like and dealing with all of that. And it inspired me to share some of my own story. And when I woke up this morning and realized that it was, May, Mental Health Month, I really felt a commitment to share what Mental Health Month means to me. So at times of my life, I have been very depressed. I have been in situations where I've been very sick at times, and certain gut issues will actually produce certain mental type situations. So the thing that I had, SIBO, small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, at times was quite literally producing like methane and butane gases in my head, and I felt quite wonky at for about 2 years of my life. And I would deal with depression and anxiety and a lot of like mental blockage and fuzziness, like cloudiness in terms of thinking and being on it and all those things. And during that time of my life, it was so hard, and I felt so isolated and separated from everybody else that I knew because of the sickness that I had. And so many people who experience gut issues themselves also deal an invisible illness altogether, whether it's fibromyalgia or endometriosis or gut issues, whatever it looks like. Invisible diseases can be really difficult to deal with, and oftentimes they're linked with other mental symptoms, either depression or anxiety or things that really weigh on our soul and make it difficult to navigate through a regular day, as many of us do. And it had me really wanting to connect with you guys, the audience, my tribe, to share with you some of like what has come up for me in all of that. And I want to encourage you guys, if you're struggling with a mental blockage or issue, or you're really going through a hard time, or you're feeling very depressed or anxious, these things happen to the best of us, absolutely. And having experienced really intense pain in parts of my life, I 100% can totally feel how that correlation of the depression can be linked so closely with pain. So it really had me wanting to come and share what my experience has been with things like that, and encourage you guys, if you are going through that, there may be a really much bigger issue at hand that you don't even realize. So if you're getting down on yourself for feeling depressed or feeling really anxious, there may be something going on chemically within your body that you don't even realize. So one thing that really stood out to me as I was going through my difficult times with my stomach issues and experiencing a lot of that brain fog and that mental, just a mental struggle, feeling the depression and it weighing on my soul and the anxiety and the pain. For me, what really helped was stopping the identification of myself. I am depressed with my symptom. Do you see that? Like, I am depressed is how most of the people in the United States treat or say how they're experiencing something, which is really interesting because in most countries they distinguish, and I've talked, sorry guys, like for some reason, blah, today on my musing, I'm all over my own tongue. I must be a bit nervous about sharing this topic. So, okay, I'm going to start over. Here in the United States, we often refer to our symptoms and we take that on as if like we are our symptom. I am depressed. I am anxious. Instead of in how other cultures, the languaging actually talks about I'm experiencing feelings of. So when I was able to make that conscious shift within myself and really had the mindset of, okay, you aren't having suicidal thoughts. It's the bugs in your stomach that are creating these noxious gases that are totally making you brain foggy and depressed. You are experiencing feelings of depression, Melissa. You are totally fine. And that difference for me really made a big difference, and it may or may not help you as you're going through your really hard time. But I encourage you to utilize tools that are really helpful for you. At some of my most difficult times, I had to leave myself love notes all around our apartment. At times when I was really going through a hard time, I was at one point reading the book Sorry guys, it's called Fuck It, The Ultimate Spiritual Way. And it's actually a fantastic book. If you guys are dealing with a struggle or something that's really intense emotionally or physically, mentally, honestly, it's a great fit. And it talks about just letting go and truly being at peace with whatever happens. And at one point, through my depression and my health journey, I was reading that book, and it talks about just kind of like screaming into a pillow. And we were on a 15th story apartment, like we were the top floor. And the one day I was just so frustrated, so agitated, like so done. I was so depressed. And I stood on the balcony and I just screamed. I was like, fuck it. I was like a maniac. People were like walking around on the street like, what's going on with that chick? But I needed to get it out of my body. I just needed to let it out. And I encourage you, whatever is like coming up for you, whatever you're struggling with, Fuck It is a fantastic book. The Untethered Soul, I feel like, is one of the things that saved my life during my time period of really deep depression. And truly just noticing the difference between myself and this experience, like, and what I was experiencing in my physiological space. So knowing that, no, I am not depressed. Like, that's not how I'm identifying myself. Instead, I'm experiencing feelings of depression right now, and it's really difficult. And so that for me was huge. And I encourage you guys, if you are struggling, truly do what it is that you get to do to be able to like rationalize and shift out of some things and truly ask for the support that you need. You know, during some of the roughest times, my support spheres were absolutely what got me through. And that's why I love giving back in this space and to my sphere. Like, I hope that everybody watching right now, everybody that even is remotely in communication with me, I hope that you do know that whether we're a business colleague, a client, a friend, a family member, that you can always reach out to me for support or conversation, and I am always here to support you 100%, because that's what really truly got me through some of my hardest times, the support and the family that I surrounded myself with. And that family took a lot of different shapes and sizes. It were our clients, our family, our friends, our colleagues. And so you likely have more support than you even realize out there. I, for one, am a willing volunteer. I volunteer as tribute. I will 100% support you in what it is that you're struggling with today. So I just wanted to take some time to acknowledge that mental health affects so many of us. I know that a good amount of my family has experienced serious depressions at times and has experienced mental health issues, and there are some family members right now that I have in my family who are experiencing them as well, as right in this present moment. And my heart goes out to them, and I love to support them because I know how hard it is. It is so difficult. So I love you guys. Hope you're having a beautiful and wonderful May 1st. It's Cinco de Uno. And yeah, it's Mental Health Month. So reach out to somebody that you know who might be going through a hard time. You never know how much they may need it. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.